Day 22 of the government shutdown, the second longest in U.S. history, with no sign of compromise in Washington. So the impact of the shutdown is growing, and some federal workers are set to miss more paychecks. Programs like SNAP benefits and heating assistance could be at risk in the weeks ahead.
Oregon asking the federal judge to get California's National Guard out of Portland. The motion comes just 3 days after a judge stopped President Donald Trump from deploying Oregon's National Guard. But the state says that the facts of the new motion are the same.
Well, President Donald Trump meeting with the Native Secretary General at the White House today. The discussion comes as Europe works with the Trump administration to find an end to the ongoing war in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Trump last week.
Florida's officials have launched a criminal investigation into the popular gaming platform Roblox. The state accuses the company failing to protect children from inappropriate content and online predators. Roblox denies the allegations, calling them a misunderstanding of how its platform works.
A Texas man accused of shooting and killing a boy who played a ding-dong ditch prank has been indicted for murder. Gonzalo Leon Jr. is accused of shooting 11-year-old Julian Guzman back in August. Leon is being held on a $1 million bond.
Halloween may still be more than a week away, but Christmas stores are already opening up. Spirit Halloween, which has hundreds of costume shops across the country, opening up more of its spin-off Spirit Christmas locations this year. We got 30 in the works in the 12 states.
And an old store coming back for the season to help you get stocked up. Talking about Toys R Us. So they announced that they're going to be opening up a number of stores nationwide, including one inside North Star Mall. So we did email a spokesperson for Toys R Us on when we could expect to see the stores open, but so far we haven't heard back.
And the Mega Millions estimates about $680 million in grabs. It's up for grabs, Steph. It's Drawing Friday, and that's the 9th largest jackpot in its history. Lottery says that more than 400,000 tickets won some kind of prize on Tuesday, but no one netted the big one. There's still hope, Steph.
Yes, there is. Fingers crossed. Well, HBO Max Basic with ads is going up by $1 a month now, or $10 for an annual subscription. For HBO Max Standard, the price increase is $1.50 per month, or $15 more per year. And there's an increase of $2 per month or $20 per year for the HBO Max Premium.
Now, I don't know about the Mega Millions, but I mean, I'm feeling pretty lucky this morning. It was absolutely gorgeous. We were seeing the dew point temperatures even now only sitting in the 40s and 50s. So it's still feeling very pleasant as you're going out the door this morning. And otherwise, our air temperature is still sitting in the 60s, about 68 degrees in San Antonio. And throughout the next few hours, we are still going to continue to see the temperatures warm up to be near 80 degrees by lunchtime. And that cloud coverage we're currently seeing outside in San Antonio will continue to really start to burn up as we start to see more sun really start to hone on that cloud coverage. Peak temperature today only getting to the mid 80s for most of us. Still seeing those mostly clear skies persist as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon, even into the evening hours. But the reason we're seeing that chance of some warmer temperatures is still because of that area of high pressure. But that low off the coast of California, that's what we're watching for the chance of some rain this weekend. Now, here's a few things you really should and need to know. The rain is expected about evening time, late evening, I should say. Your football games Friday night should still be mostly okay. About 9 p.m. is when we're really tracking the earliest time for any sort of showers near the hill country to really arrive. And that's going to continue at least the bulk of the showers until early Saturday morning. There could be some possible redevelopment of some showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, and that could pose about 1 to 2 inches of rain generally for most of us. And we could even see an isolated 3 inches of rain being possible. Now with this, some of these are going to be a little on the stronger side Friday night into Saturday morning as it really comes through just one big wave and really one line of thunderstorms we're watching, and that could also pose the possibility of some street flooding as we go into Saturday morning. Now that low pressure system off the coast of California throughout the next few days will make its way closer to Texas, and by about Friday morning, I should say, we're really going to start to see some of the rain up near San Angelo, but Friday afternoon we're really going to start to see that, and even into the evening hours by about 9 o'clock, just after sunset, starting to make its way towards the hill country, and then Friday night into Saturday morning, making its way closer to San Antonio. And really about 2 a.m., most of us should start to see the rain The good news, by about 9 a.m. Saturday morning, most of it's just to the east. But like I mentioned earlier, there is still that chance for some potential redevelopment as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon Saturday and even into Saturday night. There could still be more in a second line of some thunderstorms moving through. But this is still a few days away. We're starting to get more of our high resolution weather models really getting closer and really getting a better picture of what we're expecting. But because of that should say 70% chance of rain. We bumped it up this morning with me and meteorologist Justin Horn as we were talking this morning. 70% chance of rain Friday night into Saturday morning. And most of us should see some rain this week. But if on the off chance you don't, good news, there's more chances next week. And after that next cool front on Tuesday should at least give us a few temperatures on the cooler side.
We will take that. We like the 80s.
Yes.
Thank you, Shelby.
All right, 9:22 right now, 69 outside.
Well, Denver Heights residents spoke out about some public safety last night with a concern about loose dogs. After the break, what city officials are doing to address that. Hey, welcome back. It's 9:26. Well, in Denver Heights, city officials met with residents last night to hear their thoughts on public safety concerns. The city says the top 911 calls in that area generally hang-up calls, requests for an officer to patrol by, or general disturbance calls. However, the residents there who attended the meeting say the main issues they see are the loose and dangerous dogs on the streets.
Maria Vargas, the director of the city's Integrated Community Safety Office, says that these meetings are helpful for her team to hear what residents have to say.
So it also helps us to say, like they communicated, people don't call about stray dogs anymore. And so the city should try to encourage residents to make those calls and try to explain how they are taken care of back at 311 and with ACS.
Now, if you see something, you're urged to say something and be on the lookout for good neighbor engagement meetings in your neighborhood. City is looking to hear from residents on their public safety concerns.
Well, time now is 9:27. We're at 69 degrees and ahead on GMSA at 9.
A woman left severely injured by a crash involving a San Antonio police unit, still waiting on a payout from the city. Our KSAT Investigates team digs deep into that holdup.
And for over a year now, we've been tracking the Guajolote Ranch controversy. In the next half hour, an update on the proposed wastewater facility that could impact San Antonio's drinking water. Welcome back. It's 9:31. Well, a San Antonio police employee slams into the side of a woman's vehicle, injuring her and her son.
She talks to KSAT Investigates Dylan Collier. The city has delayed paying out for that crash, causing her life to be in limbo.
For 51-year-old Denise Martinez, even walking has become an arduous task the past 6 months. Martinez's Ford Explorer was broadsided at this east side intersection April 14th. The other driver, a San Antonio police civilian crime scene investigator, pulled onto North New Braunfels from Dawson Street.
Almost like a pause in her thought whether she should stop or not. It was dead impact.
Right, you see that, right?
Civilian employee Madison Guerra, who was on duty and in an SAPD vehicle, told police she was easing onto North New Braunfels because a Little Caesars was obscuring her view. The crash report and footage recorded by Martinez's son after the wreck confirms the street Guerra was traveling on was missing its stop sign.
It's destroyed my life.
Martinez claims the accident started a ripple effect of consequences. She had just bought the Explorer, which was no longer drivable after the wreck. Without reliable transportation, Martinez couldn't go to work or finish courses to become an insurance agent.
I couldn't pay the rent on my home. I couldn't pay the bills on my home.
Early last month, Martinez was forced to move out of her Northwest Side rental property. And while Martinez's son suffered minor injuries, hers were significant. Medical records show Martinez has 4 discs that are ruptured or displaced, compressed nerve roots, and diminished function of her neck and lower lumbar. Her doctor's recommendation, lower back surgery. After the crash, Martinez hired an attorney and filed a claim against the city with its Office of Risk Management, which declined to comment for this story because that claim is still open. Martinez said the delay of a possible settlement has added to her misery. She's asking the city to settle so she can pay her portion of the surgery and have enough funds to recuperate until she can return to work full time.
Every attorney I've talked to has told me, good luck, the city takes their time, they don't care. If you get you get a traffic ticket, or if you get, let's say, a driving violation, they're very quick to pay the fees or you're going to jail. But they do this to someone's life and they sit on it. It's not fair. It's very unfair.
Martinez is not holding her breath. Dylan Collier, KSAT investigates.
Well, Martinez said that she hopes to settle the claim without filing a lawsuit against the police department and Guetta. A city spokesman confirms that Guetta was not disciplined for that wreck, and since the accident was determined to be non-preventable.
As for the stop sign, Public Works officials have not said why it was missing, but they confirmed a new one has been installed.
Go ahead and look out there with a live cam this morning. It's a nice 69 degrees right now, and we can use that cloud cover while it will last, Shelby.
Yeah, and this is what we've been seeing normally when you're waking up. You see a little bit of that cloud coverage in the morning. Sometimes it's low enough that it produces fog, but with that cloud coverage, eventually as the sun starts to rise, it really targets that cloud coverage and really burns it up. So that's why you might see some cloud coverage in the morning like we're seeing today, and a little bit of the sunnier skies in the afternoon, allowing for our temperatures to get to already near 80 degrees by lunchtime. But a lot of people are wanting the warmer temperatures, still going to be in the mid 80s for most of us today. But this weekend, a lot of people are really wanting and are really ready for the rain. Now, the rainfall is expected to really arrive Friday night to Saturday morning, mostly in the overnight hours, which is going to be a good thing, especially for Friday night football. However, it might have an impact on Muertos Fest, especially if you're leaving things out and about on the altars. Now, for most of us in the Hill Country, about 10 p.m. is when you could start to see some rain, and near the coastal plains, really between the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. time frame. But this isn't ever so changing and ever so evolving forecast, especially as we get closer to, we get to see some of the higher resolution weather models. I'll give you a rough futurecast of what we're expecting and what you can expect as we head into the weekend coming up in just a bit, guys.
9:36 right now. We've been following this story right here of the controversial Guajolote Ranch for over a year now.
So the center of that controversy is the proposed wastewater treatment facility that will dump treated sewage into San Antonio's drinking water.
Yeah, this morning the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality will decide the fate of that facility.
And our Sarah Costa tells us what we can expect from the commission's ruling.
I will be in Austin at 9:30 a.m. and we're going to be bringing you updates on that decision on air and online. I'll also be talking to all the stakeholders involved, including the residents, scientists, state and local leaders who have been fighting the proposed Guajolote Ranch for years. The development would bring 3,000 homes on 1,100 acres just north of Gray Forest. Lennar Homes, a Florida-based developer, is the company behind the project. Opponents' biggest concern, a wastewater treatment plant that would be required to go along with it, which would process, clean, and treat sewage, then dump it into Helotes Creek. That creek feeds into the Trinity and Edwards aquifers, which are part of the drinking water supply for nearly 2.5 million people across south central Texas and parts of the Hill Country. The Edwards aquifer makes up 15% of San Antonio's water supply. That's what makes this an issue for the city of San Antonio, even though the development is well outside city limits. A study was paid for by the city of San Antonio back in 2020 and found that adding a wastewater treatment facility in this location would, quote, significantly degrade the watershed and the quality of water recharging the Edwards aquifer, end quote. So we have reached out to Lennar multiple times, only hearing back from them one time on this issue, saying they have plans in place to prevent pollution of the Edwards aquifer and San Antonio's drinking water. The permits that would allow this wastewater treatment plant lie in the hands of the state. During this meeting, the TCEQ will consider those permit applications. They're going to hear from attorneys on both sides, and then commissioners will discuss the issue and make their decision. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
All right, happening today, October Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, and the San Antonio Police Department and Metro Health teaming up for a special community event to take a stand against domestic violence. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can drop by any of the substations listed on your screen to meet police officers and Metro Health crisis advocates to learn about the resources and support available for survivors and families dealing with domestic violence.
Also this morning, Metro Health is hosting a free flu vaccine clinic. This is happening at the Wheatley Heights Sports Complex. Now this is going to run until 2 p.m. this afternoon, and it is open to everyone with no appointment needed, and this is while supplies last. So whether you're a parent looking to protect your little ones or you just want to keep yourself safe, children 6 months and older can get vaccinated.
Kalina ISD hosting its annual college career and military fair from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Davenport High School. We'll welcome about 70 recruiters from colleges, businesses, trade schools, and military branches.
Just a reminder that Muertos Fest is happening this weekend. So this is going to be Friday night through Sunday, and it's free and open to the public. And if you're not able to make it or you just want to see it again from another perspective, we will air a special rebroadcast of the event on Wednesday, October 29th at 8 p.m. So our Ernie Zuniga, Sarah Costa, and SA Live's Jen Tobias Stresky will be the hosts, and it will be filled with stories behind the altars, musical performances, a procession, and a lot more.
And downtown San Antonio expected to be crowded this weekend. So keep in mind, you got Muertos Fest, you got the Paul McCarthy concert happening at the Alamo Dome. All this is happening on Saturday. But before you worry about parking, VIA can take you there for free. This Saturday from 3 to 9 p.m., VIA is offering park and ride services at the locations listed on your screen. You can return trips will run all the way to midnight.
And bus service is free for everyone on Saturday in honor of Make a Difference Day. So on Sunday, the bus fares will resume. And only 2 locations will be offering park and ride services. So again, park and ride fare is about $2.60 for a round trip. And cheaper fares are available for students and military. The trips to events will run from noon to 7. And the return trips will run until 11 p.m. You know, I kind of remember, I think it was 2 years ago, Muertos Fest was going on at the same time as the Elton John concert at the Alamo Dome. So yeah, downtown will be hopping once again.
It is 9:40 right now, 70 degrees outside.
Well, coming up, welding training is heating up, and Palo Alto College is making big moves to keep up. After the break, we're going to take you inside their brand new lab and show you what's sparking students' interest.
It is 9:44. Vocational training is seeing an increase in interest, especially in welding. And that growing interest prompted Palo Alto College to make a big investment.
Our Pashada Pope takes us inside the college's new and bigger lab that opened just in time for the new school year.
Good job with that.
The demand is high.
I have customers calling all the time looking for welders.
We're going to fire again. Fire.
Yves Fanfel is the lead welding instructor at Palo Alto College and says that demand is across different industries around Texas and here in San Antonio.
Right now, the oil field and the car industries, really it's the battery side. So right now there's a lot of places that are opening up that are trying to refurbish batteries for all these Teslas and these other. JCB is coming to town. They're going to be hiring somewhere around 200 manual welders.
Luis Fernandez, the dean of professional programs, says school officials saw the demand and took action.
We're willing to invest money to expand our welding program.
Palo Alto's welding lab initially had 26 booths, but it reached capacity so fast, the school stepped in with $1 million investment, and now there's 46 booths.
Expansion started in 2024, and the larger lab opened at the start of the fall semester.
It's a great investment. Our students, now we have about 45 students per cohort that we can service, where the additional $1 million was invested into this program.
The expansion is allowing even more students like Sandra Gomez to get their hands-on experience to hone their skills and get exposure to what the industries are looking for.
A lot of robotic welding, which is pretty cool. Like, we advance so much in technology, I love it.
Gomez says the investments and efforts put into PAC's welding program is helping her walk away with
certifications and a welding associates.
To not only make a career, but to become one of Palo Alto's future welding instructors. Pashada Pope, KSAT 12 News.
Pashada going to work in there, doing good. I tell you, it's so cool that that's an industry that is growing, and it's people from all walks of life getting interested in a field that wasn't designated to, certain people. Like, hey, women, you would normally see a woman out there doing all that. Like, now we hard going, keeping up with the man.
Good job, Pashada.
It's good. I
Side
love
business
that.
there sometimes.
Now, I know it's hot in there.
Yes.
But it's not going to be hot out here much longer, right?
Just wondering how warm it must have been, because normally when you're welding, you have to wear the long sleeves because of sparks.
For protection, yeah.
For protection, and then inside a building, unless the AC is cranked, it must be toasty in there.
It has
but
to be.
The good news for us is hopefully we shouldn't see some toasty temperatures for too much longer.
Good.
Especially because we've had that area of high pressure just sitting over areas of South Texas, over Mexico, and that's been really controlling the weather for most of us over the last little while. Now, as that area of high pressure finally moves off, it's also going to be controlled by an area of low pressure making its way from California. That is also going to be the reason we're seeing that chance of rain. That's going to be the next weather maker throughout the weekend. Now, today, most of us throughout the next few hours are still expecting temperatures to increase like they normally do up to the mid 80s already for our afternoon temperature, about 86 degrees for us in San Antonio. But everyone wants to know about the rain chances. So here's that forecast. The area of low pressure is expected to make landfall about today, especially this evening. But as it goes over the Four Corners and really over the Rockies, it's allowing to really deepen some of that moisture over the Rockies, but it's also going to then mix with some of that Gulf moisture. But another thing you don't see is there's also going to be a weak cool front associated with this, similar to those weak cool fronts we've been seeing over the last few weeks. Now, Friday morning, most of us aren't going to see the rain chances. That's going to still be well to the north of us, maybe even to San Angelo or Waco. But Friday afternoon, that rain chances is going to continue to make its way closer to San Antonio. Most of the football games Friday afternoon and Friday evening should be okay. Maybe a few stray stragglers might make their way about 9 p.m., but then the rest of the rain really makes its way closer to San Antonio overnight into Saturday morning. So you might get woken up overnight, especially because this is going to be some much needed heavy downpours at times. And it doesn't stop at 2 a.m. It continues to push through. Most of us should start to see a little bit of a clearing about 8 a.m., but most of the coastal plains are still going to see some of that extra moisture and that extra rain. But there's a chance for some redevelopment Saturday afternoon into the evening. Now, I'm not as confident as it's going to be as intense as this weather model is exactly showing. Yes, there is still going to be some rain chances, but I'm not expecting it to be as heavy as what we're seeing Friday night into Saturday morning, especially Saturday night into Sunday morning. It is continuing to mostly be gone already by even 2 a.m. Sunday morning, leaving us with just some cloud coverage, a little bit of that humidity Sunday morning. But rainfall totals, a lot of people want the rain, and the good news is this could provide much needed widespread rain for most of us across San Antonio. We're talking about maybe 1 to 2 inches where you see the yellow to even the green colors, and we could even see an isolated 3 inches of rain. Heaviest rain is still going to be to the north and Oklahoma areas and even towards Louisiana, but this is going to also pose that risk for some flash flooding. We do have that slight to even marginal risk for some heavy rainfall to produce some flash flooding, especially in San Antonio. You know where all those low water crossings are. You know which areas have the greatest chance to produce some street flooding. So keep that in mind as you get closer to the weekend and even into next week. 70% chance of rain Friday night into Saturday morning. A little bit of about a 20 to 10% chance of rain Saturday night into Sunday. And by all miracle, if you don't see any rain this weekend, there is another chance next week with yet another cool front, guys. I think that will be the third one within a week, but that one it's looking like it's going to bring some more cooler fall-like temperatures
yes,
for Halloween.
We've all been waiting for that. That is very exciting. Yes, very,
The weather outside is frightful.
Yeah.
Look at like Christmas going.
Well, yeah, Halloween first. Halloween first, right? Let's check in with our friends at SA Live, right? You guys are still thinking about Halloween. Oh, no, we're talking Spurs today.
Go
That's
Spurs,
right.
go.
Season starter.
Hey guys, okay, that's not Coyote. Yeah, I know you think I'm in the Coyote costume right now, but it's me. I'm here too. Yes, we are tag teaming this today. Okay, look at my ball versus that ball right there. That ain't fair. No, isn't that cool? Look at that Coyote basketball right there. And we are hyped, right guys? We are hyped. We are ready for the game, and this is where the watch party will be happening tonight. So we're gonna give you all the details, but our question today, It's obvious. Let's see that Spurs gear. Show us your Spurs swag. And they have some new swag, right? I think they're sporting it over here. And we've got Coyote with us today. So do you guys have a favorite jersey, or how do you like to show your Spurs spirit?
I'm all about getting the colors going.
Jackie's already
got the colors going, girl.
Yeah.
This is my first basketball season. I wasn't here I was here towards the end of the season for basketball, so I didn't go to a Spurs game, but I do have one T-shirt already.
Yeah, I have a couple of Spurs shirts. I have from past championships as well, but I don't have a jersey yet, so maybe something I'll work on. Maybe a Christmas present, huh?
Hey.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to get you I'm getting my hair worked on now. Okay, we'll try to get you a jersey. We got more information coming up here at the Rocket Lock in Terra. Fiona, I'm going to toss it over to you now.
Well, the Spurs moves on the basketball court are pure magic, but how about some real magic right here? We've got magician Chipper Lowell here, who's going to be at the Magic Saloon, and we got a sneak peek of your show, right?
Right here. Oh, yes. Very cool.
Oh my gosh! More antics from magician Chipper Lowell in just a few right after the top of the show. All right, well, imagine feeding a fox, okay? Cuddling a wallaby or making a new slithery friend. No, it's not just last Saturday night. This is the animal adventure you didn't know you needed. And see this spicy breakfast recipe we're making for National Sausage Month. We've got beef-loving Texans in the house to share that recipe and so much more when SA Live continues in just a few.